Yeah.
Alright. Okay. So I'm joined here today with my good friend, brother, co-worker, newly appointed boss, Mr. Kevin Williams. Now, let me explain the progression. Last year, PE teacher, alright, amongst other duties that we may mention later, but this year, starting off the year as assistant principal, William Brown Miller. How has it been as far as the change? You know, walking in those doors from being a role player to being the number 2 man on this campus right now. How has it been so far?
Well, it was a lot of apprehension at first because I was concerned about my relationships and bonds that I built over time. And like I always heard, being an administrator is lonely at the top, but so far, so good. You know, I haven't been able to, or I had to break any of those bonds yet, or relationships yet. It's been good. But as far as the roles and duties, it's been going on, 2 years now that I've been doing a lot of this stuff. You know, the only thing that I haven't done is the actual evaluation part. Okay. So, that's all new to me, and that's going to be one of the things I need to work on. I got to grow in that. So, because I've always I always said, a good teacher is all about loving the kids, right? You can always teach a person how to teach, but you can't teach a person how to love a child or love somebody else, right? You can't really teach that. So that's intrinsic. So for me, it's just the fact of going into a room and talking to a person that teaches math or science and telling them what they should do or could do to get better, and having them believe me when I've never taught science or math, and I never had to get better at that, and so I have to be able to know what I'm talking about, so I'm doing a lot more studying, a lot more reading, just being able to be as sharp as I can, so when I go in there, I'm able to help them to be able to help the student, because that's what it is, what it's all about in the end. No matter how I'm feeling, no matter how they're feeling, it's all about how that child is learning. And that's what we're here for.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Let's take a few steps back.
Okay.
All right. Now, we actually attended the same college at the same time before I started working here, but we didn't know each other. All right. So we both Maryland State University alumnus here. All right. So 2001 in January, I arrived at Grambling. Left at the end of summer school, June 2003. We didn't know each other, but because of that G-man connection, it's like we bonded instantly. Now, being a member of the band, the famous Tiger Marching Band,
the one and only,
and also you were a journalism major, right?
Right.
And then you went on to grad school and you got your master's in sports administration.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you could have pursued the path of a band director, high school, college. You could have been an athletic director or a coach on another level. Because we've coached here before basketball as well as track. But why go straight to pursuing principal? Because I know you did it with a hunger, and it was almost as if the other paths you didn't consider. So why principal?
Well, okay, so I tied to being an educator. So when you're an educator, you have the opportunity to change so many lives on a daily basis, every single day. Everybody come to your class, you have the opportunity each day to make them better than they were the day before. And so, I don't know, I just wanted to do more, extrapolate that into, if you're an administrator, you can still affect the kids, but at the same time, you can affect those that affect those kids, and so, not only can you change the kids' lives, you can change the adults' lives too. And I thought it was really exciting. Like whenever we have these job fairs, that's exciting, man.
Okay.
I don't know. I like that because, you can see the hunger, and you can see not just because they just want a job, but you can. Now some of them are there for that. I get it, but like some of them are really there because they got a passion for education, and I like to meet those kind of people, man. I like to see their face, so they can tell me their story, however quickly it may be. But I just want to know, why do you want to be in education? And then in my mind, when they tell me that, I just want to know how I can help you achieve your dream. And so, I look at it like I'm a little bit of a wizard, because I can help those children reach their dreams, and I can help those teachers reach their dreams.
Okay. How long have you taught?
So this is number 10 for me.
Okay. Okay,
So I started in 2008.
So you taught for 9 years.
9 years.
First year assistant principal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. How did those 9 years prepare you, like specifically for your current duties?
Oh man, so the first 4 years, maybe 4.5 years, I kind of just, I breezed through. Like my first year was rough like anybody else. I came home, crashed every day, wondering why I decided to do this. But second year, Miss Aldredge, she came to my wedding, and in my ear she whispered, she said, "Let's go ahead and let's get this certification next year." At the wedding, she told me this.
Okay.
I'm like, oh, man, you think she could have told me?
Yeah.
She said she had education first. She said, let's go ahead and get. So you got this out the way. Let's go ahead and get the certification now. So I don't know. One day, I just go back to what I said just about doing more. I'm like, I'm a pretty good PE teacher, but what else is? There's got to be something else.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be something else. So I just decided to pursue it. I was like, if it's there. If I'm able to do it, I'm young enough. I have the time. I have the ability. I'm smart enough. I got good people around me that's willing to support me. I think the time is now. And so, I got off on a tangent. What was your original question?
How did those 9 years,
So,
prepare you?
Well, when you're in that gym, you see everything. So, you deal with the large crowds. You deal with the small crowds. Having an administrator like Ms. Aldredge, she always kept you involved. She always thought of us special teachers more than just fun time.
Okay.
She made us feel like we were a part of the team. Everybody had a role. Everybody had a specific part in our students' achievement, and that meant a lot to me. Because you hear stories about other special teachers. Oh yeah, we just babysit basically.
Okay.
But I had a role. And I just felt like my role needed to be expanded, and so every year I put on a different hat. I just wanted to learn a little bit more than I did last year. So when I come next year, I'm like, okay, I know how to do that now. I've done that. I've been there. I've done that. That's what's next. Let's see what I can do next. And so it's just preparing me for everything. Like when we have to do these professional developments, I never had to worry about talking in front of the whole staff, because from day one I was the safety coordinator. I had to do the safety trainings.
Gotcha.
I never, it made me nervous at first, but starting that second year, it was fine. She knew I was a journalism major, so she had me do reading curriculum, writing curriculum training sometimes. So it's like every year I added something new, something different, and it just prepared me. So when I got to this point, it was nothing new. Like I seen it already, And so the only thing, like I said, was just to eval. But other than that, it's everything that I do on a daily basis. I've practiced it already.
Okay.
And the evaluation and working with budget, I haven't done that yet. But other than that, it's prepared me for everything. Like being patient, dealing with the parents, just talking people off a cliff, because some people are gonna come angry with you. Being out there in the parking lot is where I learned how to build relationships, because those parents come up and you gotta just talk to them, because they're gonna come with you with their problems. Such and such inside that building is blah 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 blah, and then you gotta find the words to get them to have buy-in, because you want them to bring their kids back. It's just a whole bunch of things, and while you're in the midst of it, you can't see that you're being trained or being prepared for that. But looking back, all of this stuff plays a big part in it.
Okay. So at your wedding,
Yeah.
all right, how many years had you already been teaching when Miss Aldredge said that to you?
I had 1 year under my belt.
So you had one. So she saw something in you.
Yeah.
After that 1 year. So this was year 2.
Yeah, this is year 2. So you know about this. I went through the AC program.
Yeah, alternative certification.
Yeah.
Here in Dallas.
I did terrible the first year.
Okay.
So how it goes is if you do well enough, the principal or your administrator will go ahead and recommend you for your certification after that first year. If you don't do so well, they recommend you for a second year. So I was the latter. So I got recommended for that second year. She said because my classroom management, my discipline management, it just wasn't where she wanted it to be for her PE teacher. That's what she told me.
Okay.
And looking back, I failed them kids. That first year, God bless that first group. They're sophomores in college now. A lot of them are sophomores in college now. So, you know,
Okay.
I was just trying to survive. I was in
Yeah.
survival mode from day one. They smelled it on me.
Yeah.
They was like, this dude is a rookie. We could eat him, and they ate me up every day.
Okay.
But yeah, so fast forward, right after May, she recommended me to do the second year. My wedding was in July, and so that's why she was saying when we come back in about 4 weeks, we gotta get the ball rolling day one.
Okay.
So we can let's go ahead and get this certification out the way. You got this wedding out the way.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and get this out the way.
Okay, that's pretty crazy when you say it, you know, because if y'all don't understand, because I was in the AC program too. All right, so it's a 1 year thing. So after 1 year in the program, maybe if you even make it to 1 year, because some people don't, or they don't make it to Christmas. So after 1 year, you get signed off, and they say, okay, you have your certification, or they say you got to go somewhere else. You're horrible. You know, you're not teaching material. Or you have that lenient option that says, okay, I'm going to give you another year. You know, we're going to be there. We're going to support you. We're going to see. And then we're going to, you know, we see you had a potential. Then we're going to sign off on you. So to say that you went from a second year in the AC program to principal to before that, Ms. Aldredge say, oh, you need a second year. But then she still sees something in you to say, you're more than just a PE teacher, and I see that now. Or maybe she was thinking, okay, maybe that's why, you know, this really isn't, it's just, he's more of a administrative material. We need to get this certification because I see you building in this direction instead of this direction. All right.
And see, I think a lot of it too was, her best friend, Miss Howard. She used to be a PE teacher.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, she used to be a PE teacher back in the Gap. And so I remember one time I went to this the conference in Grapevine, and so it was TABSI. It stands for Texas Alliance of Black School Educators. And so every year a different city hosts these conferences or whatever. So this year, particularly year, Garland was hosting it. And so whenever a city hosts these conferences, you have a person from that district in all of the leadership roles at the conference or whatever, right? And so all of the classes that they were giving, it was a Garland person there, right? And so, every district's different or whatever. And so when I got there, they would always ask me, so what's your content area? What do you teach, And I said, well, I teach physical education. And they would always give me that look like that. I'm like, well, and it just like it poked me.
Yeah.
And, and then I would follow that up with, I'm an aspiring administrator. And they're like, oh, really? They was like, oh. And I think I heard no less than 10 times that, because the conference runs usually from that Wednesday of that week to Sunday. Probably no less than 10 times I heard, you can't do it. No, literally, you can't do it. Now, you're not supposed to tell people can't in education. But these are educators, you're not going to be able to do it. You can't do it. You're going to have to go back in the classroom before you get an administrator job. You can't do it coming from a gym.
Okay.
And man, hey, as confident as I was, and I'm pretty confident about all the stuff I do, but I don't know, they almost got me. They almost got me, man. I started to believe that, man. Okay. And so I came back that Monday after that conference, and it was right here in this hallway because she was sitting in here talking to our CRCs or whatever, right? And she said, Coach, what's wrong with you? Because, I'm always jolly, but my head was down. She's like, what's wrong with you? And I was like, man, I had a rough weekend. I said, basically, I might have to change my thoughts on some things, right? She's like, what do you mean? She said, well, I basically told her what I just told you. She was like, she used to always talk about her glasses. She was looking at me through her glasses. And she took the glasses off. She said, don't listen to none of that. She said, don't listen to any of that. She said, everybody's story is different. Everybody's journey is different. She said, it's people that got schools and never even taught. She said, it's all what you do. It's all what you do and how you prepare yourself. She said, so you never been in the class. What's the question? Do you know curriculum? Well, learn curriculum. So you never had quote-unquote instruction. Learn instruction. She said, whatever you don't know, learn it. And you can do it. She said, don't listen to them people. She said, everybody's different. She said, you doing good, just keep doing what you're doing. And she turned around and continued the conversation. And it just sparked something in me. And I knew that, but having her tell me that made all the difference in the world.
You're right. There's a lot of things she could have said.
Yeah, man.
I could have gave you that option.
Yeah.
But instead, okay, that's
she said, Miss Howard, she used to be a PE teacher. I was like, what? I said, little Miss Howard? She said, yeah, Miss Howard used to be a PE teacher. She said, so don't worry about that. She said, I know plenty of you. She said, as a matter of fact, gym teachers make the best administrators. She said because they know how to deal with large crowds. They know everybody. They're people persons, or however you say it. They deal with people well. So she said they make the best administrator, and they're usually men. And what you told me. So she said, just keep doing what you're doing. And here we are.
Okay. Man, that's very inspiring for any current PE teachers that may be listening and watching.
Yeah.
Because we're looking at somebody who was discouraged at meetings that are meant to bring teachers together to build as educators and help those that we educate. And they looking at you like, oh no, you on the wrong path. First you said because of PE, and then to have an aspiration to be more than that.
Yeah, what are you thinking, sir? I'm like, oh, okay. Well,
I bet a lot of those people are still in the same positions they were and haven't advanced the way that you have.
So, hopefully not. No ill will. I hope they, I wish them all success.
Yeah. That's interesting.
But we need black educators at all levels.
Yeah.
So, hey, wish them the best. They were just wrong.
Yeah, they were just wrong.
They were just wrong. That's all. They were just wrong.
Okay. Oh, right now, the kids. So, how have the students here at William Brown Miller, how have they looked at you differently? Or is it the same, or is it just love? So it's like they loved you before, and now when they see you, that same love is there? Like, how have the kids' perspectives changed?
Well, I think with the kids, it's all love. I don't think they understand all the way what has happened.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they ask, well, are you gonna come back next month to be a coach, or so how long do you want to do this? What's the plan here? You gotta turn around. What's going on?
Yeah.
It's just because they just see me and they know I love them.
Mm-hmm.
And like they saw me doing a lot of this stuff too. In the spring, I went in the gym a lot. I was out a lot, doing testing and everything. So they the only thing they really see me change is the way I dress. I mean, I just dress. I don't wear gym clothes anymore. But other than that, they just because I still get called coach.
Yeah.
So
I know sometimes once in a while I call you coach.
But look, but then I respond just like it's nothing. So it's just one of those things. It doesn't even bother me.
Yeah.
It doesn't even bother me. I think it's a term of endearment. I think.
True.
It's a lot worse things somebody can call you, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, the last question I want to ask specifically, what are your goals as first year assistant principal here at William Brown Miller?
All right, so my main goal this year is to learn systems management. So just campus control, and slowly but surely work my way as an instructional leader. Because I'm already that, but I want to sharpen my skills as that. But my main goal is to have all of my systems ready together. So like next year when I come in, all the systems that'll be on the back burner. Because I know that I've already put systems in place to kind of run themselves. So then next year I can focus solely on my instruction, evaluation, feedback, observations. That's going to be my main thing. So this year is just getting everything prepared for next year so that I can step fully into the instructional leadership role 100%, wholeheartedly. And so a lot of the systems management stuff that I'm doing, I'm getting it prepared so that when I give it to somebody else, all they got to do is just step in and just run with it. They won't have to worry about changing anything up, or they may want to put their own little spin on it. But as far as its effectiveness, I want to make sure that it's 100% legit, so we won't have any snags. It'll be a smooth transition, so whoever gets it, and then so that leaves me to be able to focus on instructional leadership role. That's my goal this year.
I wish you the best. Congratulations again.
Thank you, sir.
And I know it wasn't easy, and I know it was some trials and tribulations and those moments of doubt and the applying and the interviews so.
But all blessings though. That led to where we are.
Exactly. I was able to get the job at the school where you were for a position that didn't even exist. They said that we were too small to even have an assistant principal. Then one day we weren't. Didn't get any more kids. Maybe got smaller.
Just like that.
But then they said we weren't. Opened up the position, applied, interviewed. But I heard, great interview. Everything just fell into place.
Just like that.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, well, that's all we have for today. Like, thank y'all for joining and watching and listening, and we hope they have inspired at least one person, maybe many. Thank you.